Bruce Kirkland, Toronto Sun. I think you just creeped me out more with that story than even in the movie.
Yeah, it is the creepiest thing.
Ooh,
Mm.
but for a second, I'd love if you took a step back from your character and tried to look at the entire 5-film, 4-book series, maybe through your daughter's eyes, as to what a Twihard, if we're allowed to use that phrase here, what a Twihard gets out of the entire book and movie series, because you've been so intimately involved with them. I'm curious if you have a reflection on that.
Well, I think in some ways, I've had quite a peculiar position with the films because because I've come in and out with them. So I'm not like like Rob and Kristen and the sort of central guys who are right in the thick of it all the way along. I feel like I kind of flit in and out. So I still feel like I can have a sense of what it's like from the outside as well as what it's like from the inside. So it's quite a sort of rare position to be in, I suppose. Um, and and also because I'm, the younger fans, I suppose, have no idea. They don't recognize me from the films because I've got long black hair and all that and white face, and so people tend not to kind of know that it's me until some parent goes, "See that guy over there? He's in Twilight," and then they go, "Ah!" and go crazy. They have no idea who I am or what character I play. But that's quite funny. So I do feel like I've got a slight sense of the inner and outer, and and like you say, through my daughter, she was just a little kid when it began, and she'd read all the books multiple times. She was just so into it, and so now she's 13 and doesn't go trick or treating anymore, and as I found out yesterday, and I feel like she's really grown up with these books, as I'm sure a lot of especially young girls have. And there's so when you come to the last chapter of it, that's kind of contained within it, and I think Bill has done a really lovely job of respecting that and serving that, so that by the time you come to the end of the journey of the film, there's also a sense of coming to the end of some kind of journey for the audience as well. For a lot of these, especially a lot of young girls who've grown up with Bella and gone through Bella's journey with her, and it's very moving, I think, by the end. I mean, without giving anything away about what happens at the end of the film, but I really feel like Bill has been very, very sensitive to that. And I think Bella's journey is one that I'm sure a lot of young people can relate to, even though it's in the world of vampires and werewolves. There are plenty of vampires and werewolves in high schools everywhere, every day. And Bella's journey is one that I think in some ways allows other people to vicariously go through it with her, but also they are actually going through that journey, feeling things for the first time, going through really powerful experiences for the first time. And I think the journey of Bella and Edward kind of is like a little light guiding them along that path. So I think it'll be very. When I watched, I've seen the film twice now, I think, and each time we get to the end, I mean, I'm bawling. Goodness knows what 14-year-old girls are going to be feeling like. But I find it very moving coming to the end of a story like that.
Hi, over here.
Hi.
I want to talk a little bit about vampires. I want to know the research you did to get into this role. Did you watch old movies? Is there a favorite old vampire movie you have? And were you disappointed that you didn't get to fight anyone in this one?
Not on screen, I didn't. But I think you'll find. Funnily enough, when because we filmed in Louisiana, and there's I think 18 new vampire characters introduced in this film, and we were all put in the same hotel. It was like vampire camp, vamp camp, and so there were a lot of kind of very excited vampires running around the place in Louisiana. With vampires, it's such a great tradition that you suddenly find yourself a part of, and each generation kind of reinvents what that means to them. But fortunately, I didn't have to do a huge amount of research on vampires because I really love those films anyway. I'm such a big fan of them. And I was just recently had the chance to meet Willem Dafoe, who did the film Shadow of a Vampire, where he played Max Schreck, who played Nosferatu, and so there's a kind of so Willem in that is great. I think he's fantastic in that. I love Gary Oldman in Coppola's Dracula. I love that kind of look and what he does with it. Um, Frank Langella, of course, who I did Frost Nixon with, was a wonderful Dracula as well. Um, so there's some fantastic the Vampire Killers as well that Roman Polanski was in. Uh, so I love all those, and it's wonderful to kind of it's like vampires and Nazis. I haven't played a Nazi yet, but you sort of you join the pantheon of all those. You know, I'm looking forward to my camp Nazi next now after I've given my camp vampire.